Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. This is Tanush, and today we'll be discussing about the most important transit of 2024, which is the transit of Jupiter from the sign of Aries to the sign of Taurus. So, on 1st of May 2024, Jupiter is going to transit to the sign of Taurus. It's going to stay there for almost a year, so till 15th of May, I believe, 2025. So one of the most important transit, because Jupiter is one of the most important planet, right? Before starting, I would like to mention that I provide timestamps for all the ascendants in the description section. So you can visit the description section, click on the link, and you'll go to that particular ascendant. Now, needless to say that a lot depends upon which dasha you are going through, which antardasha you are going through, and how Jupiter is placed in your chart. So that determines a lot, about how Jupiter is going to give you results, right? So let's get started. Now, to understand about this transit, we'll have to understand what the sign of Taurus indicates and what Jupiter in Taurus indicates. So the sign of Taurus, which is the natural second house in the Kal Chakra Kundali, represents wealth. So the most important point or the agenda which the transit of Jupiter is going to set forth from 1st of May for next 1 year is wealth management. So it's about managing your wealth, it's about increasing your savings, increasing your income, handling the wealth properly. So that's going to be the agenda, right? Second is eating fine foods. So people who are interested in having good delicacies, this is the time where Jupiter in Taurus would push them to have wonderful food. So they'll go out, try different kind of foods at in different restaurants. So that's one thing. The second house also represents family. So one important point during this transit, you will notice that family get together will increase. People will start bonding with families, with their extended family and everything, and the bonding increases. So Jupiter will give an opportunity to overcome any issues you had with family members. So that would be on the agenda during this transit. Second house also represents our speech, our vocal cord. So during this transit, we can see people who are in the field of singing, especially. For them, this is going to be a very good transit. So they can actually try to improve their talent, and they can look out for opportunities, because they'll be getting very good opportunities during this transit, right? And also speech. So it's about all these things. So these things would be on the agenda of Jupiter for this transit. Now, so all these things are represented by Taurus. Now, Jupiter represents wisdom, our intelligence. It represents our higher side, our spiritual side, right? Expansion, So when Jupiter comes into the sign of Taurus, so Venus is not a friend of Jupiter. So Jupiter is not going to be very comfortable. So how we can decode this transit is Jupiter is going to leave its ideology of all these things, higher learning, spirituality, and it will adapt to the nature of Taurus. So it will give results adapting to the energy of Taurus, which means it will help in increasing the wealth. So the same expansion would now be tailored towards increasing the wealth, savings, finding different opportunities for gaining wealth, different streams of income. We can see people discovering different streams of income during this period. Again, singing. So it's going to actually give you opportunities in these fields of singing, finance, speech. So people who are in speech therapy, people who are motivational speakers, so they'll see a lot of opportunities during this period. So Jupiter will leave its ideology, and now it will adapt to the nature of Taurus and give the results accordingly. So Let us see how this transit is going to impact all the ascendants. So we'll go ascendant wise, right? So now coming to Libra ascendant. So for Libra ascendant, Jupiter is the lord of your third and sixth house. Obviously not a very good planet for the ascendant, and it is transiting to your eighth house, and it aspects the second, fourth and 12th house. So the aspects are really quite good. So what we can expect during this time, because it is aspecting your 8th house, I mean it's transiting to your 8th house, and it's also aspecting the 12th house. One thing is, if you are involved in some sort of research at your workplace, or if you are involved in doing PhD research of anything, then this is a very good time and you have to utilize this time properly, because Jupiter is going to help you. Being in the 8th house, Jupiter is surely going to help you in the aspects of research, right? So people who are working underground, which can be, you know, in mining industry, any industry working underground, like, you know, oil and everything. So for them, this is a very good transit, and Jupiter is going to help them in this aspect. Now, because it is 8th house aspecting the 12th house, also, you know, it is aspecting the 4th house, so it indicates sudden events. It indicates, you know, sudden expenses, because 8th and 12th house are involved. 8th house is sudden events and 12th house is expenses. It can be towards your family, because it is aspecting the second house, so sudden expenditure towards your family. Also it aspects the 4th house, so maybe related to your home, for health of your mother, and also, you know, repair of vehicle is also indicated. So maybe probably your vehicle might have been quite old, giving you a lot of trouble, and you might probably have to go for a new vehicle, or you might have planned renovation at home. So these things will happen, but the expenditure will be on high during this period, right? So inheritance matters will actually be quite positive during this period, and you can expect some monetary gain surely, because sitting in the 8th house, it also aspects the second house of wealth, right? So as it is, Jupiter in Taurus, like we discussed, is all about wealth management, savings and everything. And from 8th house, when it aspects the second house, it indicates sudden gains from unknown sources, unexpected sources, you know. So this is indicated. So these are the things in store for Libra ascendants from today until next year, 2025 May. Now for Scorpio ascendants, Jupiter is the lord of your second and fifth house, obviously a very good planet for you. It is transiting to your seventh house, one of the best houses, where Jupiter is quite comfortable, and it aspects the first, third and 11th house, right? So for Jupiter, for Scorpio people, this transit is going to be a wonderful transit. So because it is 7th house, so first let us speak about love affairs and relationship and marriage, you know. So if you had been in some sort of relationship and you want to take it to the next level, then this is the apt time. This is the right time, because Jupiter is sitting in the 7th house and also aspecting the 11th house, right? So perfect time. Now both Jupiter is in the 7th house and aspecting the 3rd house. So any new initiatives which you had planned, any new business, any new ventures which were not happening, or which were on your list you had planned, then this is the right time for you to execute those things. So you can start working towards them. Things will start falling in place, and everything will go very smooth during this period, right? Your communication will be very good, and people especially who are in social media, people who are motivational speakers, people who are writers, this transit is going to support you tremendously. So you will put in efforts in the right direction and you will get results, right? So if you have planned for any new business venture or expansion of your business into different domains, or, you know, different streams, this is the proper transit. You can utilize it, right? Now Jupiter being the lord of your second house, aspecting the 11th house, indicates wealth. And like we discussed, Jupiter in Taurus is the main emphasis would be on wealth management. and it is in the 7th house, aspecting the Lord of your 2nd house and aspecting the 11th house. So many things are indicated by this these three things, these three houses. So one is wealth, right? So increase in wealth is clearly indicated. You will be able to save money, you will invest money in proper direction, in proper things. You will invest your money, and you can see your money growing steadily during this period. Now the 5th and 7th axis again gets activated, because Jupiter is a lot of your 5th house and aspecting the 11th house, clearly indicating good gains from share market, from speculative business, right? So very good indication of increase in wealth, especially indicated for Scorpio ascendants, and you have to utilize this transit to best of your abilities. Now Jupiter in the 7th house is also aspecting your Lagna, your 1st house, and this indicates change in your personality, change in the way you think, right? So personality also indicates your physical personality, the way you think, right? So all those things are going to change for good. You might probably do exercises, go to gym, go for jogging, swimming, whatever you are interested in, and try to improve your physical personality, the way you look, and also you'll also try to improve your confidence, maybe your soft skills, your thought process will also improve for good during this period. So a very good transit for Scorpio ascendants. Utilize it. Now for Sagittarius ascendants, Jupiter is the lord of your Lagna, one of the best planets, right? Lord of your Lagna as well as the 4th house. So it is the lord of two best Kendra houses. It is transiting to your 6th house and aspecting the 2nd, 10th and 12th house, right? So one thing is, Jupiter is not very comfortable when it gets to 6th house, because 6th house is, it indicates many things. It indicates things which you have to deal with, legal issues, competition. So Jupiter is, the philosophy of Jupiter doesn't go well with the 6th house, but because it comes to the 6th house, it now again adapts, to the energy of the 6th house. Now one very important thing for Sagittarius ascendant people, obviously your dasha has to support that, but because Jupiter has come to your 6th house and aspecting the 10th house and also the 2nd house, one clear indication is that there is a possibility of change in your job or business. So if you are not happy with your current job and if you want to change your job, then this is going to be the best time for you to take that decision. Because it is aspecting the 2nd house, you will get a wonderful salary package, much better than what you are getting here. A much better role is also indicated because it's aspecting the 10th house. Now one thing is, whether you change your job or you don't change your job, things will not be comfortable for you for this 1 year. So even if you change the job, you might not be very comfortable with the office environment or the policies of the organization. You might take time to adapt to the policies of those organization, or even if you remain in the same organization, probably you might get promoted, but again you will not be comfortable for next 1 year. So this you need to keep in mind. So if you change your job and you find that things are a little different, so don't worry about that, because even if you stay in the same organization, Jupiter is going to give that feeling to you. You are not going to be comfortable for the next 1 year. You will have to face competition from your peers, right? So you will have to stand out, prove yourself. So irrespective of where you are, these things are going to happen. But because again Jupiter is the lord of your Lagna and 4th house, you will come out successful, but only after putting in a lot of efforts. One thing with 6th house is, 6th house represents your digestive system, especially your GI tract, and to be very specific, your liver, your intestines, all are indicated by the 6th house. So whenever, especially Jupiter, because Jupiter is the karaka of digestion, also liver and all those things, you might, based on which dasha you are going through, you might face certain discomfort, in these areas of digestion, probably liver, you might develop some fatty liver or some digestive disorders, acidity, etc. So not very critical, but you'll have to deal with that. And it's always better to be careful. If you have any issues, then you have to be a little careful. So plan things accordingly. You can visit a good doctor, keep tab of what you are eating, right? And if you don't have any issue, then be careful with what you eat, what you consume during this tenure of Jupiter for this 1 year, and you'll face no issues, right? So any court cases you are going through, you'll see the pace is going to it's going to catch momentum, and things will go at a faster pace during this period. And depending upon how Venus is placed and how Jupiter is placed, things might go in your favor. So good chances. It's also aspecting 12th house, indicating a possibility of travel. So if you had any plans, then there is a good possibility of travel. Your daily routine will now be under control, or to put it in a different way, you will be forced to manage your daily routine or your timetable properly, because Jupiter is going to do that. Jupiter is going to do that for you, right? So overall, a good transit, because Jupiter is a lot of good houses, aspecting 2nd, 10th, so the house of wealth, your career. So a lot of good things are in store for you, but you have to be careful. And like I said, it's going to be an uncomfortable phase, but it's for your benefit. Keep that in mind. Now for Capricorn ascendants, it is a lot of your 3rd and 12th house. Not a very good planet for your ascendant, but it's going to transit to your 5th house, aspecting the 1st, 9th and 11th house, right? So again, the Dharma triangle or the Trikona houses are going to get activated. It is also aspecting your 11th house. So this transit is going to be a tricky one for you, because you will face some issues related to your children, related to learning new things. If you are a student, then you'll feel uncomfortable during this period. But again, things are going to be, you'll see good amount of improvement if you put in efforts, because Jupiter is a lot of your 3rd house, which means unless you put in efforts, it's not going to reward you, right? So the basic mantra is put in efforts, you'll get results accordingly. To that proportion, you'll see results coming your way, right? So you'll have to put in effort. So that is the basic mantra for Capricorn ascendant. So once you understand that you put in efforts, then many good things are in store for you. Like 5th house represents your education, your talents, your creativity. So all these things you'll see good improvement. Now again the 5-11 axis is going to get activated, because sitting in the 5th house, it directly aspects the 11th house. So people who are in share market, speculative business, right? Speculative industry, which can be anything, you will see good gains coming your way. Again, you will have to see which dasha you are going through and how the lord of your 11th house is placed. So that matters a lot. And because Jupiter in Taurus is all about wealth, this is going to be a good transit with respect to speculations, shares and everything, right? So you will see very good returns coming your way during this period. 5th house is house of, again, love affairs. So people who are hankering to find a partner, probably you might get a chance to get connected to them. It's also aspecting the 9th house and 11th house. So people or students who are aspiring for higher education, like post graduation or PhD, then with this transit you can see you are going to clear your competitive exams, and you will get into your post graduation, or you might get a chance to get into research. And students who are in research, you will see your work expediting, going at a very good pace. You can actually take it to completion during this 1 year. So it's a good transit for you. It's also aspecting your 1st house, indicating you will have to put in efforts towards improvement of your health. So it's for your benefit. It's not for bad. But when Jupiter aspects the 1st house, it makes you actually work towards improving your health, improving your personality, right? So all these things are there on the cards. So the basic mantra is put in efforts, you will get returns to the proportion to which you have put in efforts, right? So it's a good transit provided you put in a lot of efforts. Now for Aquarius ascendants, Jupiter is a lot of your 2nd and 11th house, two wealth giving houses, and like we discussed, Jupiter in Taurus is again all about wealth. So clear indication, that your aspect of wealth is going to see very good improvement during this period. So that is the baseline for you. Now it is going to transit to a 4th house where Jupiter is very, very comfortable, and it's going to aspect the 8th house, the 10th house and 12th house, right? So now one indication, a lot of your 2nd house and 11th house. So 2nd house is house of your wealth, 11th house is house of your earnings, house of your status, your position, your network circle. So from 4th house, Jupiter will aspect the 10th house of your career, right? And because it is a lot of your 11th house and 2nd house, you are going to get opportunities wherein you will get much better position. You will get very good salary package during this transit of your Jupiter. So if you are going through a decent dasha, then surely this transit of Jupiter is going to do tremendous good on your career or business front, right? So that is the baseline. Again, I said wealth is going to be the main aspect for you guys, for Aquarians, to take care of, and you will see very good growth in your wealth, in your savings. You will be able to manage your savings very well. You will invest in things wherein you will get a lot of returns, positive returns. Any money which is stuck, you are struggling to actually recover the money, then with this transit of Jupiter you will see that money coming back to you. Now people, if they are going through the dasha of Venus especially, or some decent dasha, then when Jupiter comes to a 4th house, and if you had planned to purchase any property, which can be a house, an apartment, a flat, land, then this transit is going to help you to get your dream house or the land, or you might already have a land, you might build a house on that land, your dream house. 4th house also represents vehicles, so again upgradation of vehicle is there, so it is represented. So if you had any plans, surely you can actually go ahead and purchase a new vehicle during this period. So a lot of good work in house, like interiors, purchasing new furnitures, and all those things are also indicated. It's coming to a 4th house, so you might get connected to your mother very intimately. So maybe you are staying with your mother, or you are staying far away from your mother. So this is the time wherein you get connected. Your emotional for that motherly love will actually overflow during this period, and you will see very good bonding with your mother, and also indication of gains through your mother, which can be support of your mother, or even the presence of your mother can actually help you to get a lot of wealth, right? So that is also indicated during this period. Now it aspects the 8th house, so you also need to connect with your in-laws during this period. Again, people who are into research, because again the 8th and 12th house are getting activated. People who are in research, a wonderful time. You can actually do a deep dive, and many things will be very clear for you. And people who are doing their PhDs, you will see things picking up at a very good pace. You will be very happy with that. If you had any hidden talents, which can be singing, which can be anything, then this is the time to start something new from your home, which can be as simple as a YouTube channel, or which can, people who are good at cooking, you can have your own YouTube channel of cooking, or you can start singing classes if you are good in singing. So all that is indicated, because 12th house is house of your hidden talents. 4th house, Jupiter represents starting something new from your home also, right? So if you had any plans, which can be anything from your home, maybe like nowadays we have some sort of kitchens at home wherein you provide lunch to people. So all those things are indicated. And if you have any plans, if you had any plans earlier, or if you had planned for this from long time, it was not happening, then this transit of Jupiter is going to help you to do that. Not only that, you will achieve very good success in terms of monetary gains. So just go ahead, right? Wonderful transit for Aquarians. Now for Pisces, again, the Lord of your Lagna. It's a lot of your first and 10th house, two very important Kendra houses. Pisces transit to your third house and aspecting 7th, 9th and 11th house. Aspects are wonderful. Lordship, obviously the Lord of your Lagna, one of the best planets for you. Also the Lord of your 10th house, right? Now transit to third house. So again, Jupiter is not very comfortable coming to third house because third house demands putting in a lot of efforts. It demands that you need to put in a lot of efforts. So again, the basic mantra which Jupiter, and especially because it's coming to a third house, it's not only it's not aspecting, it's coming to a third house. Now the basic mantra is, you need to put in a lot of efforts, but you are going to get very, very good gains, provided you put in a lot of efforts, right? So that part you cannot avoid. Just put in efforts, you will get a lot of gains during this period, right? Now, because it's a lot of your first house, one thing it indicates that you need to transform your personality, which can be your physical personality, which can be the way you speak, the way you think, your thought process, your ideas, your thoughts about the life, about your future. It will go through a transformation during this period. So you will have to put in efforts towards that also, and whatever happens will happen for good, right? Even at your workplace, you will have to put in efforts, but you will see very good results coming your way. Now, third and seventh house now are getting activated, right? Like we discussed earlier, third house is house of new initiatives, new business ventures, starting anything new, and seventh house also is the house of business, partnership, new initiatives. So because Jupiter is coming to a third house and aspecting the seventh house, anything new you had planned, any new ventures, any new business contracts, anything new you had planned, this is the time for you to actually start working towards that, provided you put in extra efforts. So that is on the cards for you for the next 1 year, right? But this is the right time. You will see very good returns in terms of monetary gains, very good progress in your new ventures. You will be very happy and satisfied with the way things are moving. Now the 3-9 axis is going to get activated. So people who are in the profession of writing, publishing, this is the right time. There cannot be a better time than this, where Jupiter has come to a third house. And as we discussed, Jupiter in third house, what does it represent? It represents all about wealth management. So from third house aspecting the ninth house, it's about if you had written something, time to publish, or if you have any ideas, then you just put it down and publish. It's going to be a very good success during this period, right? Now it also aspects the 11th house. 11th house is house of gains, house of your network circle, your position in the society, right? The name, fame and everything which you probably aspire for it represents that. So what this indicates is, if you put in good amount of efforts, then you are going to achieve things at a very fast pace. So your network circle is going to improve. Your communication is going to be awesome during this period. You will speak very intelligently, very fluently, and that would make a lot of sense. You will get very good ideas also during this period. So the 3-11 houses represent that you will come in contact with very influential people. Your network circle will grow and you will be in touch with very, very influential people during this period who will help you to grow in your life. So for Pisces ascendant, it's going to be a very, very good transit, and also marriage is on the card. So if you are going through the proper dasha, because Jupiter is aspecting the 7th house, if you are going through proper dasha, and if you are into relationship or you have a love affair with someone, you want to upgrade that to marriage, right time, you can go ahead, right? So many good things for Pisces ascendant because it's a lot of two wonderful houses, first and 10th house, aspecting very good houses, 7th, 9th and 11th house, right? So a very good transit. You will achieve many things during this period, but again, one basic mantra, you need to put in a lot of efforts. You do that, you will get gains exponentially during this period. So guys, these were my thoughts on the transit of Jupiter for the next 6 ascendants, namely Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. So if you like the video, you can subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with another interesting video. Thank you so much for watching.